Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining this meeting of the New York State Hearing Aid Dispensing Advisory Board. I am David Mossberg. I am the Secretary's designee and board chair. This is a regular meeting of the board scheduled for 1 p.m. So if we can, I would just like to do a roll call. It'll start in New York and then move to Albany.
Hi, this is Brant Campbell, designee for New York State Attorney General Letitia James.
Anna Kim, otolaryngologist, designated by the governor.
Okay, in Albany.
It's all DOS staff in Albany. Would you like us to introduce ourselves? Or is that not necessary?
It's not necessary. So there's no board members up in Albany?
Correct.
Okay. And in our Buffalo office, on our screen, it's hard to view, but do we know if there are any board members present in Buffalo?
No, Anne usually is there.
Okay.
I don't see any.
No, there isn't.
Okay. All right. So it appears as if there are only 3 members, one of which is the appointed and the 2 are the non-appointed ex officio members. So we do not have a quorum for today's meeting. I would like just to note that earlier this morning, the Department of State did receive notification of the resignation of one of our board members, Ann Orsine. And so going forward, she will no longer be a member of the board, but we certainly valued everything that she's done for the board and her years of service. There being no quorum, you can skip item 1A, approval of the last summary meeting, and we'll go to new business. As some of the members may recall, at our last meeting, we had discussed the federal regulations regarding OTCs. One of our board members had reached out requesting that the Office of the Attorney General speak a little bit beyond what we had discussed on OTCs. And so I'll turn it over to member Brant Campbell for his presentation on OTCs.
Yep, so this is in response to the federal rule that became effective on October 17th, 2022, that established a new category of over-the-counter hearing aids for adults 18 years old and older with perceived mild to moderate hearing loss. With respect to state regs, I'm not aware of any state regs, New York State regs, pertaining to over-the-counter hearing aids. But we need to keep in mind that the federal law, preempts states from regulating over-the-counter hearing aids in a manner that restricts or interferes with carrying out the rule. So one example of something that a New York State reg couldn't do is it couldn't require a person to see an audiologist in order to receive an over-the-counter hearing aid. Another thing that a New York reg couldn't do is change the age from 18 and older to 21 and older. So New York doesn't have any ability to regulate this area in a way that's going to kind of restrict or hinder, the purpose of the federal government's rule. One thing that states, including New York, can do is they could create a regulation that, for example, sets a mandatory return period for an over-the-counter hearing aid, or that sets a mandatory warranty period for over-the-counter hearing aids. So those are some things that can be regulated. Again, I'm not aware of any regulations that are actually in existence yet.
Okay, on that date, before that date,
Was there a question with respect to anything that I've spoken about? And then I would just add a couple of things. So the FDA, they have said you can report problems to the FDA, problems relating to injuries, malfunctions, or adverse effects, regarding an over-the-counter hearing aid. They want to know about those problems. If anyone has a problem, a typical sort of consumer-related problem, for example, a hearing aid is advertised in a particular way. You get the hearing aid, it doesn't have those features. That's something that our office can handle. Another type of example could be the price that's advertised is not the price that they actually sell it for once you get into the store. So typical sort of consumer-related issues are something that states can get involved with, and the New York State Attorney General's office, you can file a complaint through our website, through the Consumer Frauds Bureau, and our website is ag.ny.gov. And we also have a consumer helpline if you'd rather make a complaint that way. And the number for that is 1-800-771-7755. And if you have any questions, you can reach out, and I can try to assist.
Thank you very much. So I'll ask if anybody in Albany has any questions for Brant at this time. Okay. All right. So the next item on the new business is scheduling and confirming the next board meeting date. Lauren?
For Thursday, September 7th, 2023.
Okay. All right. And obviously, I guess for the moment, if Anna, if that date doesn't work, feel free to reach out to Lauren. We could help try to coordinate your schedule, but that's the date that's currently scheduled.
So going forward, it always has to be in person.
Yes. Yep. All right. The next item was public comment. There's no members of the public in New York City. Doesn't look like there's anyone in Albany.
Correct.
Okay. So there being no public comment and nothing further, we can adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.